Most sales calls do not fail because the business has a bad offer. They fail because the follow-up process is slow, messy, or forgotten. A prospect explains their problem. They mention their budget, timeline, objections, decision maker, and next step. But after the call, the salesperson jumps into another meeting, opens 5 tabs, writes a rushed note, forgets one key detail, and sends the follow-up email hours later. Sometimes the CRM is updated. Sometimes it is not. Sometimes the next task is created. Sometimes it is buried in someone's memory. This is exactly the kind of operational gap AI automation is starting to close. For small businesses, creators, freelancers, agencies, and entrepreneurs, sales calls are often handled by the same person who also delivers the work, manages the team, sends invoices, creates content, and answers customer questions. So the sales process becomes inconsistent. Not because the owner does not care, but because there are too many manual steps. After every call, someone has to summarize what happened, update the contact record, move the deal stage, write a recap email, create a task, set a reminder, and maybe notify another person on the team. One missed step can cost real opportunities. The new workflow looks very different. A sales call happens on Zoom, Google Meet, Microsoft Teams, or a phone system. The conversation is recorded or transcribed with consent where required. AI analyzes the transcript. It identifies the contact name, company, pain points, goals, objections, budget signals, buying timeline, next steps, and follow-up commitments. Then, an automation sends that structured information into a CRM like HubSpot, Pipedrive, Salesforce, Zoho, or Go High Level. The system can also draft a personalized follow-up email, create internal tasks, assign owners, set due dates, and post a summary into Slack or email. Think about a small marketing agency taking discovery calls with local businesses. A restaurant owner says they need more catering leads, they are unhappy with their current website, they have a seasonal promotion coming up, and they want a proposal by Friday. In a manual process, someone has to remember every detail and turn it into CRM data. In an AI-assisted process, the call transcript is analyzed immediately. The CRM deal is updated with the restaurant's goals, the timeline, the service interest, and the next step. A follow-up email is drafted that references the catering campaign, the website issue, and the Friday proposal deadline. A task is created for the agency owner to send a proposal by Thursday afternoon. Another task is assigned to a strategist to review the restaurant's website. The important point is that AI is not just writing a generic summary. The value comes from converting conversation into structured business operations. A transcript by itself is useful, but a transcript does not move a deal forward. A structured workflow does. That means the automation needs to know what fields matter in your CRM. For example, lead source, deal stage, company size, service interest, urgency, objections, decision maker, close probability, next follow-up date, and internal notes. The AI model extracts the relevant information, and the automation maps each piece into the correct place. A practical version of this system usually has 5 layers. First, the call capture layer. This could be Zoom transcripts, Google Meet recordings, a phone call tracking system, or a meeting assistant tool. Second, the AI analysis layer. This is where the transcript is summarized and converted into structured fields. Third, the automation layer, using tools like Zapier, Make, N8N, or native CRM workflows. Fourth, the CRM layer, where the contact, company, deal, notes, and tasks are stored. Fifth, the human review layer, because not every output should be sent automatically without checking. For many small businesses, the safest first version is not full automation. It is AI-assisted automation. The system drafts the CRM update, drafts the email, and suggests tasks, but a human approves them before anything important is sent. This prevents mistakes like misunderstanding a budget, using the wrong tone in an email, or creating a task based on something the prospect did not actually agree to. As the process improves and the prompts become more reliable, certain low-risk steps can be automated fully, such as adding a call summary to the CRM or creating an internal reminder. Here is how the workflow can operate step by step. The call ends. A transcript becomes available. An automation sends the transcript to an AI model with a specific instruction. Summarize the call, extract business details, identify objections, list next steps, and return the result in a structured format. The AI returns a clean output with sections such as summary, pain points, buying signals, objections, promised follow-up, recommended next action, and CRM fields. The automation then checks whether the contact already exists in the CRM. If the contact exists, it updates the record. If not, it creates a new one. Then it adds a note to the deal, updates the stage if appropriate, creates tasks, and prepares a follow-up email draft. The follow-up email is one of the highest value parts of this system. A strong follow-up email should not sound like a robot. It should reference the conversation, restate the prospect's priorities, confirm the next step, and make it easy to reply. For example, instead of saying, "Thank you for your time, let me know if you have questions," the AI can draft something more useful. "Thanks for speaking today. Based on our conversation, the main priorities are improving catering leads, updating the website experience, and launching before the seasonal promotion. I will send a proposal by Friday with 2 options and a recommended timeline." That kind of email is specific, professional, and anchored in the actual call. Task creation is equally important. Sales follow-up is not one action. It is a sequence. Send the proposal. Check whether the prospect opened it. Follow up after 2 days. Ask for missing information. Schedule a second call. Notify operations if the deal is likely to close. AI can extract these next steps and turn them into a task list with dates and owners. For a freelancer, that might mean creating a reminder in a task manager. For an agency, it might mean assigning work in Asana, ClickUp, Trello, or Monday. For a sales team, it might mean creating CRM tasks and internal notifications. The cost of this system depends on the tools. Some CRMs already include call summaries and AI email assistants. Meeting assistants may charge a monthly subscription. Automation tools may charge based on task volume. AI usage may be included in the platform or billed separately. But the business case is not just saving 10 minutes after a call. The bigger value is consistency. If a business takes 20 sales calls per week and each call creates 15 minutes of admin work, that is 5 hours of manual work every week. More importantly, the system reduces forgotten follow-ups, incomplete CRM records, and inconsistent customer communication. There are limitations. AI can misinterpret context. Transcripts can be inaccurate, especially with background noise, accents, poor audio, or multiple speakers talking at once. The system may extract a budget number that was only mentioned as an example or assume a next step that was not actually confirmed. That is why human review matters, especially for emails, pricing, proposals, contracts, and sensitive information. Businesses also need to handle privacy properly. If calls are recorded or transcribed, make sure you follow applicable consent rules and platform policies. Do not feed unnecessary sensitive data into tools without understanding how the data is stored and processed. Another risk is bad automation design. If the CRM is already messy, AI can make the mess faster. Before automating, define the fields that matter. Decide what counts as a qualified lead. Decide when a deal stage should move. Decide what information should go into public notes versus internal notes. Decide who approves follow-up emails. A good AI workflow starts with a good business process. The technology should support the system, not replace the need for clear rules. The future version of this is an AI sales operations assistant. It will not just summarize calls. It will compare the conversation against your sales playbook, detect missing questions, suggest next steps, score deal quality, update forecasts, trigger onboarding workflows after a closed deal, and help managers understand why leads are stalling. For small businesses, this means the kind of sales operations support that used to require a full-time coordinator can now be partially handled by software. But the best approach is to start small. Pick one call type, such as discovery calls. Pick one CRM, pick 3 outputs: a call summary, a follow-up email draft, and a next step task. Run the workflow for 2 weeks. Review the results, improve the prompts, adjust the CRM fields, then automate more pieces over time. AI does not need to run your entire sales process on day 1. It just needs to remove the repetitive work that slows down follow-up and creates human error. The businesses that benefit most from AI sales automation are not the ones trying to replace relationships. They are the ones using automation to protect relationships. Faster follow-up, better notes, clearer next steps, fewer dropped leads. When a prospect gives you their time, the system should make sure the opportunity does not disappear after the call ends. Subscribe for daily videos on how AI and automation are changing business.